Hi. So there's this pattern by Isega called Crystal, and I've had it on my favorites list for quite a while. It's just a very simple oversized V-neck jumper, and it just really appealed to me and I want to knit it. However, I made an Isega pattern last year and I really didn't like the way pattern was written. It was, one of those really wordy ones where every line was over-explained and just was very tedious to read. So that has been what was holding me back from knitting it the whole time. Now, a couple of days ago, I received my Chinese knitting books that I ordered about a month ago. It's finally arrived. And what do you know? It's got that pattern in here. Yay! That means I don't have to buy it. And the best part is Japanese patterns are charted on one page. That's it. That's the whole pattern. So this is the way I prefer to read patterns. I find it so much easier, saves time, explains the whole pattern in one page, and I know the next step before I even start. I don't like wordy patterns if you've watched my videos before. So yeah, now I'm going to start making this one. So excited. It's just a very simple V-neck. They use Jensen and a mohair, which is DK plus a mohair. I've been doing some swatches last night. This is my first version. It is the Pearl Soho Cash Merino Bloom in a gold color, plus a long avec Anna mohair in a brownish color. This two here. You right there? Yeah, I think that looks great, and the gauge is already perfect. Even though last night I pulled out a few more yarns to try and swatch. These are great colors too, but as soon as I swatched this one, I already knew this is the one. So I'm not going to need to swatch with the other ones. Hopefully it works out because I only have 300 grams of this, but the yardage is a bit different. But I have very short arms. That means I need less yarn, so it may be okay. These will look nice together too though. Is it too grey for me though? Yeah. Could be too grey for my skin tone. That's too yellow for my skin tone. Anyway, doesn't matter because I love this. Since I've just finished this madness last night, I can now cast this on. Look at me being a monogamous knitter, knitting one thing at a time. You need to moisturize right here. Anyway, have you washed your face and brushed your teeth? Yeah. No, you have not. Go and brush your teeth. So Ketodama magazine usually only has one size in all of their patterns, and that is typical, I guess, of most Japanese magazines because their standardized size is so similar. So the standard size of the crystal sweater in this book is 110 chest. Now I'm quite flat on top, and usually for a loose gauge I prefer no more than 90 centimeters. So I've done a bit of calculations. Basically, from the schematic, I decreased 10% of all stitches and then made some adjustments to make sure that all the numbers add up, but basically reduced 10% out of the non-pattern repeat parts, like the stocking stitch parts, to get to the gauge and the size that I want. Hopefully it works out. This time I have done my preparation, I've done all the maths, mapped it all out, double checked the totals to make sure they all add up, and ideally, fingers crossed, I won't have to rip anything out this time. We'll see. Have you ever had a problem with casting on stitches too tight? Well, Mum's taught me to cast on with 2 needles together, or in this case, I just use a thicker needle to do my cast on. This way, it makes sure the edges are always nice and loose, and it's really easy, much easier to knit that first row. So I'm supposed to use a 4.5mm, but I'm using 5.5mm to do my cast on edge, and that makes the next row much easier and the edge a lot more bouncy and stretchy. Usually if it's a skinny needle cast on, I would use two of them to cast on at the same time. This jumper is going along so quickly. Look, I've already made so much progress. Ta-da! And I really like the color. It's just so warm and caramelly and inviting. So yeah, really happy with how it's going. So far, I have only made a couple of small adjustments to the pattern The ribbing I have decreased to 6 centimeters from 9 because I'm quite short. I don't think I need a whole 9 centimeters of ribbing. And of course the full size adjustment. It's on a short needle, so I haven't done a full measure, but I think it's about 45 centimeters double, which is 90, a little bit smaller than what I thought. I thought I was going for 95, but I think it'll be okay. Because if you are a regular visitor of my channel, you know how I like to play yarn chicken. Seems to be an reoccurring issue that I have. I thought I had 690 meters of the Pearl Soho, and the pattern requires 750. I thought 690, 750 is pretty close, and with my sizing adjustments, that'll be okay, right? Well, went on my Ravelry to start the project page, and my stash told me I only had 480 meters. So I don't know where I got the 690 from. I only have 480. That means there is probably not going to be enough yarn. I've only got this much left from my first ball, and I've done maybe half the body, and I've got 2 more. So hopefully I had weighed these wrong to start with, and I actually had 300 grams, which will be closer to the 700. Anyway, we will be playing it pretty close. The reason the yarn count is everywhere is because I had bought 6 skeins of this initially. I made my cousin a vest, and Ravelry says I used 3.5 skeins. But back then I didn't really measure things properly. I think it was an estimate. So maybe I didn't use a full 3 skeins, and I still have full 3 skeins left. Some solutions. You need to crimp here and here, okay?
Not again.
Some possible solutions I've been thinking about is I may have to use a contrast color for the neck ribbing and contrast color for the cuff ribbing. It's not ideal. I did that for my Moby sweater. I had the contrast color for the cuff ribbing. It looks okay, but not the best solution, and every time Mum sees it, she's shaking her head. You didn't look at your yardage again. So it's happened again. Anyway, so if I do run out, I think maybe a black neck ribbing, then it looks like it's more purposeful. Yeah? If I run out of yarn, the neckline, what do you think? I have to use a different color. Do you think black?
Yeah.
Black will be okay?
Or brown, like chocolate.
Chocolate brown? I don't like chocolate brown though. Anyway, I don't even have chocolate brown.
Normal brown, because it's close to this.
I don't have any brown.
Use some for the blanket.
Yeah, but that's not enough. I've got some Suri brown from the Fox. It'll be, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's finish this first and see how it goes. I think I'll watch the yardage as I go, and I may have to decrease the sleeve size as well. It's supposed to be an oversized sleeve, puffy sleeve straight down, and then a tight cuff. I might have to do some calculations and do some decreases on the sleeves to conserve yardage. Yes. Let's see how we go. First, we're going to go to the library, return your books, and see if we can get you some more books, yeah?
Can you feel the light above you? Even on a cloudy day.
Do you remember this? Also, when Dragon Ball
Doesn't wash away the rain. She said, you know I just want you to love me. Even when the stars are gray. When a new day is upon me, I'm hoping you don't walk away, walk away, walk away. Pretty
I made a pretty big boo-boo a few rows back in the pattern here. There. So I've already ripped back, you can't see, but it's this middle 5 stitches that I kind of went off center on the pattern. So I found it was about 5 rows down. So I have unpicked 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am going to attempt to fix it. So wish me luck. Okay, I fixed it, but the gauge is a bit off. This part is too loose and that's too tight. So I'm just going to pull everything over. But whew, luckily, it's a chunky yarn and very simple pattern, and I was able to save it. I can figure out what this lump of mohair is. I'll have a look. But yeah, whew, I saved it. All right, I forgot to do a very important piece of maths. Neck decreases. So this is the V-neck right in the front of the jumper, right? It's got all the decreases written out here. However, I had reduced the size of the jumper I wanted to make to get less positive ease and to conserve yarn. So I forgot about that, which means now that I have started doing my decreases, I have too many stitches. No, I don't have enough stitches to decrease if I do this. The V-neck needs to be a nice shape. If I run out of stitches to decrease, it's going to plateau out and that'll look awful. So I need to redo my decrease math here in the V-neck so that I can still have a nice V-neck neckline. All right. I contemplated it, tried to do math in my head, and that didn't work. So I thought I'll go back to my trusty spreadsheet. So on my spreadsheet here, you can see I have mapped out all the decreases that was written out on the instructions. There was going to be up to 42 rows, so just up to here. And I have mapped all of them out as 16 decreases in total. Yeah, 16 decreases in total. I need to take away 4 of them because I had decreased this part, the center part of the body, by 4 stitches. With this all visualized out, it's going to make it so much easier for me to figure out where I want to remove the decreases. So if I want to do 4, you can see there are all these groups of 3 decreases every 2 rows. So if I just take out 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go, easy. So after the first 3 decreases of every second row, I just do it every 4th row. Done. Easy peasy. 12 in total. Yeah. So if you ever get stuck doing maths on how to change decreases, increases, just draw it out on a spreadsheet. So much easier. I'm happy now. And I don't even have to unpick that much. How many have I done? I don't have to do any decreases actually because I'm just up to the first 4th row. Yay! Might as well show you my progress now. I have finished the back piece. So I'm holding it upside down to make it a bit easier. So I finished the back piece and now I've started the front right piece. Finish the front right piece and then I'll do the front left piece and then I'll do the sleeves. I finished a whole ball of yarn up to, where was it? It was somewhere here. So if I hold it sideways, you can see 1 ball of yarn gets me this much, yeah? And I only have 3 skeins altogether. So I would have about 1 skein to do 2 sleeves. You can tell one of them is maybe 1.5 sleeve. Therefore, one of them is not going to get me the 2 sleeves. However, I'm still going to keep going as much as possible until I know for sure. Mum said just order another one, but it's from Pearl Soho all the way in America. I don't have anything else to order. I mean, I don't want to order anything else. My stash is full enough as it is. So let me just use this up first. Let's see how we go. Ideally, I don't have to order from Pearl Soho. If I can find a lovely color that'll go together, maybe I'll just again change the cuffs and the neckline. Or what if we just do lots of mohair? Anyway, let me think about it later. I'm just going to keep going with the neck decreases.
Even when the stars are gray, when a new day is upon me, hoping you will walk away, walk away.
This is looking really nice, looking great. I finished the front right and front left. Trying it on for the first time. It's pretty short, but this is my natural waist, so I think it'll be okay. I only wear high-waisted pants and skirts now. helps me to tuck in the belly and elongate the legs. But yeah, I'm happy with the width, the size, the length. It's all good. Now I have just picked up for the sleeves here. I've done my calculations with a slightly reduced fit, and it's 47 stitches. I've also just weighed whatever I have left, which is 150 grams. That's half left. I think half left, one arm, two arm, might be okay. Might be okay. Just don't know if I'll have enough for the neck ribbing. So I'm going to finish the 2 sleeves, weighing them as I go, just to make sure there's enough for the second sleeve and I don't run out halfway. And worst comes to worst, we'll just use a different yarn for the neck ribbing. I haven't even seamed my shoulders yet, just to conserve yarn. Ridiculous, I know. Also, Mum always complains my seaming's awful, so I'll just leave the seaming to last, just in case she wants to come and fix it. If I seam it now and then pick up the sleeves, it's a little bit harder to unpick. So I've just done a tiny bit here, just enough for me to pick up the sleeves and keep going with that. My mother-in-law's hanging out the laundry. She's very diligent. She's a much better homemaker than I am, because I am not very good at cooking or cleaning or doing anything around the house. I think I should go back to work soon. I went to the gym this morning and the instructor didn't show up. So there was about 50 of us just sitting there waiting for the instructor. Unfortunately, there was a miscommunication and there was no gym this morning. So I've just done a little bit of YouTube Zumba dancing to get the blood pumping. 2,795 steps so far at 10:30 a.m. and I will make sure I get to 10,000 today. Yep, 10,000 today. I've just finished the 50-gram ball left on my yarn, and I still have 100 left. I think it's gonna be enough yarn. Yay! Yeah, so I guess this part here was 50, so I'll have 50 left for this sleeve, the cuffs, and the neck ribbing. So yeah, no problem, enough yarn. I guess the only thing is I've really converted this top from an oversized jumper to a form-fitting jumper. I thought I was going to have a little bit more ease in this. The body's fine, but the sleeve is not loose at all. Yeah, it's okay, but it's fitted. I would not be able to wear anything thick underneath, maybe a thin undershirt, which is okay, but otherwise, yeah, happy. There's enough yarn at least to finish the jumper. And I just got 3 calls from a landline number. I often get scam calls from landlines almost every day. But I looked up this number and it was a police station in Sydney. So I quickly called back because, you know, police station, what if something's wrong? Not that I don't live in Sydney, but what if a friend, anyway, called them back and they said it was a scammer. Someone stole their number. Imagine stealing the phone number of a police station. They said they've already had to reply back to 150 calls today. Oh my God, these scammers are bloody ruining it for everyone. I don't really pick up my phone anymore because 99% of the time is scammer. These bloody people, did they even get through to anyone? Like, what's the point? You know what? I changed my mind. I think the sleeves are too tight. Since it was only 50 grams to make one sleeve and I still have a whole 100 left, I'm going to make a wider sleeve. It just didn't feel comfortable. The body is really good, but the sleeve didn't feel comfortable. So I'm going to put this on pause now and I'm going to do the other arm and I'm going to add 4 stitches and see how it goes. This one only took me today, I mean quite a few hours, but I only made this up in today. I knit all of this up in one day. It was very quick because of the loose gauge. So I think I'm going to try and do a bigger sleeve on the left. I've got the yarn and I will enjoy wearing it better if the arm wasn't so tight. I think I have a photo of Mama. So yeah, restarting and I'll let you know how it goes. Almost done. I'm just going to rip out this right sleeve, which is a tiny bit tighter than the left sleeve. The left sleeve has 4 more stitches and it's a lot more comfortable and I didn't do any decreases. And now I'm almost at the cuff. We are in business, and I still have plenty of yarn left. So I'm going to rip this one out when I finish this one, and we'll re-knit the right sleeve. I finished the neck ribbing. Looks great. Almost there. It is a bit cropped, but usually I wear higher waist pants anyway. So.
Hoping you will walk away, walk away, walk away.
Mom,
Yeah.
what do you think of my shoulder seam? So good. The shoulder seam, it's okay. No good?
No match.
No good.
No, I just want you to love me. Even when the stars are gray, when a new day is upon me.
I need to join the yarn here. When you're knitting with something that's quite thick and loose gauge, and you join a thick yarn, it's often quite visible. So from my Keto Dama magazine, I saw last week a new way, well, new to me way of joining yarn. So this is the Pearl Soho Cashmere Merino. It's a very heavy DK. So if I had 2 threads, you know, for a few stitches, it's going to look quite bumpy. So I'll show you this new way I saw. Basically untwist this bit, untwist, and separate it into 2 strands. Yep. And just put the mohair on the side here. So separate this into 2 strands, yeah. And then you get this end, the new yarn, also separate about 5 centimeters into 2 strands. Come on. Okay, almost there. There, got 2 strands there. What I do is you lay one of the 2 strands together with the older one, like that. So the 2, I got 1/2 strand of the old one, 1/2 strand of the new one, and you have these little bits dangling, right? One from the old yarn and one from the new yarn. And I just knit with these together. So it's the same thickness. And then when I finish knitting, I can either tuck these loose bits in or just cut it off. It's not going to break.
Oh.
And the gauge will remain exactly the same. Clever, right?
Clever.
And easy.
Mm.
All right, I'm going to knit this first to see if it works. Doing it carefully so I don't lose anything. Okay, I'm up to where at the end of the new yarn separation. So just do one more stitch, and then I leave this dangling bit, and I've got the other half is here. And this too, I can just trim off, and I've got 5 stitches, same gauge. Yeah. I like this one. You like this one?
Yeah.
From now on, for the thick yarn, that I can split, I will now use this method.
Good.
So what Mum's actually knitting is the Cumulus tee by Petite Knit. I knitted a version of the Cumulus tee a few years ago and I hated it. I used a Maryland wool which had this powdery fiber feeling to it. It's a plant fiber and it was just horrible to touch, so I never wear it. And I bought this beautiful wool from Woolly Yarns. It's cashmere with a little bit of sequins, and it's maroon, brown, and dark blue all kind of woven together. It's just beautiful. So I thought I'll use this to make a really basic Cumulus tee that I want to wear all the time. However, if you've done it before, it's a 2.75 needle, 28 stitches every 10 centimeters, and just stocking stitch throughout. So I kind of abandoned it pretty quickly, about up to here on the body, and I abandoned it and didn't pick it up again because it was so boring. So luckily Mum said, I'll help you finish it. So she's already helped me finish the rest of the body, the sleeves, and now she's doing the I-cord bind off on the neckline. Thanks, Mum.
You're welcome.
So it'll probably be done by the end of this video too, and I'll claim it as a joint FO maybe. Yeah, when it's done, I'll take a video of it as well. Just the most stunning yarn.
Hoping you walk away, walk away, walk away.
It's finished. I've just finished the sleeves with the Italian bind-offs, so it's nice and stretchy. I also used Italian bind-off on the neckline, so it looks really nice and well finished. The shoulder seams I did myself. I haven't ironed yet. Mum said they're ugly, but I don't know. After it's steamed, it may be okay. Otherwise, yeah, super happy with it. I'm gonna go give it a steam block now and then take some photos. And just to summarize, I used the Along avec Along avec Anna Silk Mohair in Chaitanya colorway, and the Pearl Soho Cashmere Merino Bloom in Warm Honey held together. And the stitch gauge was about 15 and a half. This pattern is Crystal by Helga Isager, and I modified it by reducing 2 stitches in each of these panels. So it became less oversized, it's more fitted. The length actually did to pattern, it's a little bit short, but I like it. I like it cropped, I'm short, and this sits exactly on my natural waist. Mum thinks it's too short and I have to cover my belly because we're Asian, but I think it's fine. And yeah, plenty of yarn. After the big scare, I still had about 50 grams left. Unbelievable, right? This was only 250 grams of a DK weight yarn. So yeah, very happy with the result. And I think the color is fantastic too. It's such a simple pattern to do, and the pattern repeat, the lace pattern here is only 6 rows, very easy to memorize. I didn't need to use the stitch marker pretty much after the 2nd row because it was just very easy to identify and memorize. It's quite easy, you knit from the bottom up in pieces. I did the body in the round and then separating for the armhole, but it does say to do in pieces. In the round, separate for armholes, some short rows here on the shoulder and then joined, pick up the neckline, pick up for sleeves, go down and then do a reduction and do cuffs. Happy. And I'm really glad I had the Keto Dama magazine and schematics to knit this jumper rather than written instructions. So yeah, when my son comes home, I'll get him to do an honest review of the jumper, and I'll see you next time.
It's kind of itchy, but it's not as bad as the lapwing collar. It looks really nice, like caramel. It's nice and fluffy and itchy, but the pattern is good. It has nice ribbing. Mom did a great job. Stretchy. The fit is good. I give it 8 out of 10. 100. Just kidding.
Ta-da! Let me just sneak in another finished object here. I just finished the Cumulus blouse. No, let's call this the Cumulus jumper last night. Mum did a I-cord bind-off yesterday and she hated it because it was the first time she was doing it and she couldn't get the tension right. It was okay, but she's like, nah, not good enough, so ripped it all out and then she left. So I just picked it up and I did 3 rounds of stocking stitch and cast off. So it creates this nice little rolled effect. I really like this. I got this from a Marzena Kolaczek design, which is not released yet. It's a secret test knit, but this is what I did with her, one of her tops. So yeah, it looks like an I-cord, doesn't it? It's so easy to do. I think I might have to use this technique for even more jumpers in the future. But yeah, really like how it turned out finally. I had a look on Ravelry and I actually started this project in October. That's over 6 months. I don't know if any project has taken me more than 6 months in the past. Yeah, it was just such a tight gauge. It's a dark fabric. It's just stocking stitch. So it just wasn't enticing me to keep going. Luckily, Mum finished it for me. The sleeves were a little bit tight. I don't know why, probably because I didn't do the calculations properly or because it was too dark. But after I gave it a bit of a steam, it feels okay now. I was a bit surprised because this is 20% silk. So I was sure that there wasn't going to be enough stretch, but now it's just right. I can't wear anything underneath it. It doesn't feel like a hem anymore. I just love this yarn. Doesn't it look fantastic? The color is great. The quality is amazing. The little sequins, it just sparkles when I move, if you can see it. The yarn. So once again, the yarn is from woollyyarn.com. It's 50% cashmere, 30% silk, and 20% merino. I'm actually starting another project with a very similar yarn at the moment, which I'll show you in the next video if I can get it done. Otherwise, happy with this one. This took over 6 months. Crystal took only 5 days. Even though I had to rip out a whole sleeve and reknit it, he only took 5 days. But they both look amazing, and I hope you enjoy coming along with me on my knitting journey, and see you next time.